Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Angel. So you know how Friday I asked for more. I said I was ready. I thought I was ready. I'm convincing myself right now that I'm ready for what he showed me. And I have to be a completely different person than anybody I've ever been in my entire life to do this. At this point in my life, it comes with absolute surrender to him and what he says and what he wants me to do. There's no room for anything other than what he says, because anything he says, there's an opposite force against him trying to convince me that what he says isn't true, isn't real. He's showing me in a whole new light. He's showing me you in a whole new light, a whole new image. I'm able to understand how it got this bad. You know, what Eve did. She ripped our kids away from the covenant of God, the covenant of him, the covering of him. So this world that we're living in, it's all these mothers wanting to love their kids, but they physically can't. For one, because Eve ripped herself from him, right? But not only him, that any seed that came after, did I say that right? Any seed that came from her would be sin, would be full of sin. And it wasn't like that, because if Eve would have had a baby before the curse, then the baby would be born with no sin. Eve didn't have a baby before the curse. So any kids that we have are just predestined for sin because of the curse. Everything that God is showing me is so much bigger than I could have ever seen with my eyes. Y'all should have seen these visions. These visions in my mind. This same mind that was a drunk, cokehead, everything opposite of what God says I am. You know, and he's given me this power to feel things in a whole new way. It's just like I was here, right? And I felt like I was here. I knew I was here because I was looking around, everything around me looked the same. But my mind wasn't here. And as I'm drifting off in another realm, I don't even know where I was, there was people in these rooms. These rooms, I don't even know how to explain them, but they were like these really small rooms, right? And the lights were flickering. And I could see who it was, right? I could feel them. Like, I know who it was because I know these people. I've been in the same room with some of these people. So how do I say this? They were in the room, right? And I could see them like gasping for air. And they're grabbing stuff. They're looking for stuff to just hold on to, like to just breathe. And they can't. And God makes me sit here and watch these people in these small rooms fighting for air. And there was nothing I could do. I couldn't run to them because my legs didn't work and I wasn't really there. I couldn't get to them. What's so crazy is the same people that were in my head fighting for air. I have them, they're my friends on social media. In all platforms like Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, like they're all my friends. So I sent them word. I let them know that something big is coming, because you're in a room and it's flickering lights and you're gasping for air and I can see you and I can't get to you. So I know that it's not my job to get to you. It's my job to stay this woman, become this woman, so I can give you hope. Because I tapped into something bigger than I could have ever experienced in my entire life. And I am convinced that it's because of the fast, because it's just like, wow. I was able to see myself. Like when God was giving me these visions and I was in this new world, it was like me, old versions of me that he healed. One was having a panic attack. One was bawling and crying and couldn't breathe. And it was just like I saw all these me's. And I wasn't that. I was okay. I was a little overwhelmed, not gonna lie, because it was a lot of information, a lot to see, a lot to feel, and I was ready. Honestly, looking back at yesterday, like, I was just ready for it. I fasted on accident, and I was just listening all day to just YouTube, yo. Like, I was YouTubed out. Tell y'all some. Don't Leave Like You Came by Pastor Bishop. Caught by Pastor Bishop. Updated. Airstrikes. Recognizing God's Answers. The Grace to Make Changes. All that by Pastor T.D. Jakes Bishops. So you know, I told you guys, he's like, he talks to the higher me, the best version of me. Here's something, like, it's weird. Like, I used to not like him because it was just like, you know, like all the, yeah. But there's something that I really love about this man. Like, he speaks big facts, big truth. He's a real ass nigga. And please don't be offended when I say that, but sometimes, like, you know, like, I don't talk like how I should because this is how I was raised to talk. But like, he's a real ass nigga. He's a real ass nigga, and God put him on this earth, made him fight all these battles, right, to get to this point in his life where he is giving a message to the daughter of Eve. The daughter of Eve. I am the daughter of Eve. We are the daughters of Eve. My son is the son of Adam. We're human. We are human beings. There's no other way around it. There is something that I'm supposed to do. Am I capable of doing it? No, I don't feel like I am, not at all. But like, will I do it? Without a doubt in my mind. Because if I don't, you won't. If I don't surrender wholeheartedly, like in tears and sacrifices, just a sacrifice for from who I used to be. If I don't do this, some of you might never believe. Some of you might never get it. And I'm okay with doing this because as strong as I feel, I know I'm stronger because I'm connected to everybody that's ever walked this earth and did something good for God, did what he said. You know, I can feel all them, I can hear all them. I don't see them, but I feel them. When I touch this book, I can feel pain, love, just lots of pain, suffering. I get now why we have to suffer. I get now why it has to be like this, because we are the kind of people who can be controlled by anybody. We have no actual king. We praise anything that looks good, feels good, sounds good, because that's what we were created to do. We were God's mistakes. And I cannot live a life. I cannot live a life letting him think that about us, because I know it's not true. He knows it's not true. He knows there's something in us, something bigger than I can even imagine. He put it in us because he knew all of the things we would face. He knew everything. And he still loves us. I think he's losing patience. I really do. Because the intensity of how this shit comes, like, I feel like it's coming a little faster than I thought. You know? So I don't feel like we have a lot of time. He's done waiting. He's done loving people who can't love him so they can love themselves better. He's done loving people who would kill his children just because they can. He's done loving people who love this world more than him. I am convinced that everybody in my whole entire generation, up and a little behind me, is just, They love suffering. They love chasing a high that they'll never fully get. They love this life, this world that they think they're creating for themselves, but we have no control over anything. How we think, how we feel, what we do, how we do it, it's all bigger than what we could have ever imagined. And I'm just getting it. And I'm seeing. I will cry a lot of tears on my journey. On this new journey. My chapter 3 is going to be better than my chapter 2, and I can't wait for that. Because chapter 3, there is no doubt. Just submission, surrender, my whole heart. From the crown of my head to the soles of my feet, I will worship him. I will build children who worship him. And despite of everything that's going on around us. Because this is how we get in. This is how we get access to everlasting life. It's just, I cannot believe my eyes were closed for so long. I can't believe I didn't see for so long. I chased all these highs, feelings, and all it did was left me feeling empty and broken and lost and longing for something inside of me that I couldn't find. I looked for years. I lost friends. They didn't die, some died, but I just lost friends because they loved me too much. I couldn't handle the love that they were giving me, so instead of fighting and staying for them, I ran. I ran because I didn't know how to fight for love. I didn't know I was love. I didn't know love was in me. I didn't know my name was Angel for a reason. I didn't know this is what I was supposed to do. Who I was supposed to be. I'm fulfilled, free of all chains. I'm okay. I am okay. I'm just... This is not for the weak. This is not. This is something I've never experienced in my entire life. And I feel like so many other women could have done this and probably done it better. But then I would have to watch another woman do what I was supposed to do. I get the same outcome, I still go to God, but it wouldn't be me. I am finding myself. I'm becoming myself. I've seen myself, but now I'm becoming it. And I don't know. I don't know what's next. I just got glimpses. Very detailed glimpses of my future. My life. This is not for no reason. I just want you guys to know that this scares me. This scares me because I don't know why it scares me so much. Yes, I do. It's different. It's new. Like before, I didn't fit in, but all I had to do was just keep trying, and eventually I would fit in eventually. I would become someone that people liked. But I couldn't. My whole life, I could never fit in. And I wasn't supposed to fit in. I'm the in. You'll want to come in. Because what he does in my life This miracle. This miracle. You guys, I just want to give you a better perspective of who God is, what he can do, because there's not a book about it. Honestly, there's not a book that can explain this. There's a book that can guide you to him, but it's only a tool. And if you don't choose to use it, you don't have to. It's a choice. Every day I wake up and I become this new woman, this new higher version of myself. It's a choice. Don't think for a motherfucking second that this wasn't hard. That everything that I'm about to sacrifice in this new life didn't once mean something to me. My image meant everything to me. How people saw me, what they thought about me. I tried to control what people thought about me. How stupid am I? And people are gonna think whatever they want to think about me. That's what they were created to do. But I'm who God says I am, not who you say I am. Your opinion of me no longer matters, because your opinion of me is the complete opposite of what God says. I'm getting it, I'm seeing it, and I'm fighting for it. It's mine. It's mine. And I believe without a doubt, I will do this. I will do this. I will be the first in my family to tear down these walls, these invisible walls. I have the key for your chains. Will you use them? I don't know. People love to suffer. People love to suffer. And I'm not saying this because, like, you know, like I'm judging. I'm like saying this from experience. I love the world. I love not having nothing. I loved always wanting something and never getting it. I love the search. I love looking for something and never finding it, until it found me. Like, one interaction with God, one real, genuine interaction with him built a relationship, an everlasting relationship that I can't be explained in words. If I was to explain it in words, I would just be like, you know, like, he's everything that we need and more. So much more there is. Like, if I was to say more, it'd be like more. Like, I would get so tired that I'd probably pass out. It's just so much. Surrender. Angel, you have to surrender. I always struggled with, you know, like getting down on my knees and really praying, but I'm gonna be on my knees a lot in this journey, and I won't be sucking dick. So humbling for me, at least, you know. It's weird. Never been on my knees praising somebody in front of somebody and not getting no money for it or something, because your girl loves some shmoney. Make it rain. Make it rain. Trick. No, I love money. I love the world. But God created the world. That's why I loved it so much. So as much as I love the world, I'm realizing that I was only trying to replace God with the world. But he created it. So to try to replace God with the world, you just end up being sucked up by the world. And the world is a tornado, a cancer, a flesh-eating bacteria, a virus, a murderer, a rapist, a killer, a prison. The biggest prison I've ever seen in my entire life, where everybody has so much freedom that they can't even see that they're in jail, because there's so much room to do a lot of stuff, but you can't go far. To can't go nowhere without them finding you. This is a human fucking tracker, and I carry it everywhere. Like our TVs. I don't know how many of you guys have just saw that new movie Loose Luther. This is my face the whole movie, like, if y'all didn't get that, if y'all didn't see that, I just pity you. I pity you because you have become so consumed in you. So consumed in this world being the world that we're supposed to change, where we haven't even realized that maybe this isn't the world we're supposed to change. Maybe there is no cure for cancer. Maybe it's all him. Maybe, just maybe, not enough people believe in him. This world was built just the way it was so we wouldn't need God. I'm not saying doctors aren't important in this world, because they are. God made them just the way they are so they can help us. But they can only do so much because there's so much about the human body that even doctors can't understand. There's so much about these viruses and these diseases that they don't understand. That's why there's no cure, because humans are dumb. We are the dumbest creatures ever. But we can build ourselves up, make ourselves seem like we're that nigga, we're that bitch, we that motherfucker. Like, but we're not. We are nothing without our Father. We are nothing without our Father. And whatever I have to do, whoever I have to become to make you believe in him, I will. Because I can see now why it's the kids killing kids, going to school killing kids. You want to know why? Because they were innocent bystanders in something that they weren't even ready for. They were never supposed to live in this world. It is my mother Eve's fault. And I know she regrets it. I know the fall of humanity fucks with her. Just like everything in this life fucks with me. How can I not do this for her? Because it's like making one bad mistake and it affecting so many lives. I can feel her love, regret, pain, hope, love, and forgiveness. I forgive you for the things you didn't know. I forgive you. And I will make this right. Not my mother. You will not look at her like that. You can't judge her like that. Do you even know her? No. I just... fuck. I need a moment of silence. We're starting now. Bye guys, until my next video.